bad too. I didn't see no way I can own a business from going to school. They was teaching me how to go to either college to go work for somebody, or they didn't teach business. So
Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. That's a good talking point. So a lot of the times, bro, in our community, especially, like that's what you get pushed towards: college, a job, or the military. I know for me, that was my three. Once you turn 18, you either doing one of those three, or you got to go type
right,
deal.
right.
So what's your opinion on the public school system? Like you just kind of shared with us, like, hey, it's ultimately training you to go work for somebody, but could you just elaborate on that a little more? Like teach them, the right, I ain't gonna call it the right way because ultimately somebody could take this and receive it how they want. But you know what I mean? Like explain that to me, bro. Like in what ways does the public, because I agree with you, but what
Yeah.
ways do the public school system kind of teach us to be workers or, you know?
In all ways, in all the ways, man. They only. It's like this. I'm gonna say it like this. We ain't gonna say the public schools. Let's just speak in general. If anybody is teaching you, you gotta ask yourself, where are they leading you? You know
Oh,
what I mean? So if a person is on, if a person teaching you, they leading you, they leading you. Period. You don't know where you're headed. Now I can't speak for everybody, but for me personally, school was just not it. I I used to get in trouble for asking questions in class.
okay.
Yeah, for asking questions that, I guess I just supposed to sit back and just follow what everybody else doing. But
Right.
yeah, that type of thing. They don't.
Right. Yeah. And it's crazy too because that's how I am, bro. I'm inquisitive as well. And so, you that can get you in a lot of trouble because people think you being a smart aleck or whatever, and it's not that. It's just that, you know,
Make it make
I'm
sense.
exactly. I'm trying to make it all make sense in this little brain of mine, and
Hmm.
the way it's coming out of your mouth don't always register. So I'm just trying to make it make sense. So, um, first of all, that's brilliant that even at that age you started to realize, like, this is, I don't need to know the square root of 79 to figure out, what this speed limit sign says.
Yeah.
So, I've always felt like that too, that a lot of the course curriculum that they have us focus on in school, little of it benefits you in your adult life. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? A small percentage of it does. Once you get past the sixth grade, I believe, you pretty much know enough to be a full functioning adult and be successful.
And
So let's transition out of high school. You out of high school, you pass 18 and now you in your young adult life. Like, what's going on at that point? You hustling, you grown now, so you didn't been in the game really, let's say more than 5 years. So, you almost like a young veteran at this point in the game. Um, are you still learning things about the game, or are you at that point I got it mastered?
nah, you always learning. You'll never stop learning. Cause for one, when you say the game, you mean as far as making money, or just the whole game?
Well,
Cause if you talking about the game is forever changing. So you got to change with the times. Like times, everything change.
right,
So you know what I'm saying. But the basics of it, yeah. As far as getting money, yeah, yeah. That was still the journey too. I can't even lie. Cause
right,
you gonna make mistakes
right.
and
Okay,
learn from them, grow
okay.
from 'em.
And we ain't trying to get in your business. I just think it makes for good content to note for somebody to watch this and say, wow, like, that's crazy. You don't have to put us in your business, but just give us a roundabout figure of how much profit maybe a month are you seeing at that age. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, I don't even know. I never really counted, but
Right.
I say what back then it probably wasn't too much. Price of living was low. Gas was $1 a gallon. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so money was stretching long, but probably I'd say or normal on a normal thing about 3,000 a month,
Yeah.
just on a normal basis.
Yeah. And do you have children at this time?
Nah,
No. So for a 18 to 20-year-old with no kids, $3,000 a month is some bread. You know what I'm saying? That's some bread. I mean, shit, you at that time too, when you think about minimum wage, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's some people working a job every day that didn't bring that home. So
right.
Yeah, that was some bread. So, um, as we know with any hustling story, there always comes a time when, you know, when you got to go pay your debts to society, right? You got to sit down a little bit. Um, at what point? At what point did that come for you? When was your first run in with law enforcement like?
The first run in, was the first run in. You talking about to where I had to go away, or just a run in? I had a lot of run ins. I can't remember the first one.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, about it. Yeah, riding with no license, no insurance. So
Right.
run ins was normal to me.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. So did yeah, just that's good. That's part of the story. Like run-ins with the law was a normal thing at one point.
yeah, yeah. It
That
was
was
normal.
that was fine. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You young, you get money, you hustling, right? Naturally, I would assume that there's maybe predators of some sort in this game, right? Whether it be, you know, police, whether it be people in the streets who think, okay, yeah, this little young dude, he green, he don't really know what's going on. Did you
Yeah.
ever face any of that? Did you ever, have to take any L's in that way?
Yeah, yeah, most
Okay,
definitely.
okay, okay.
Most definitely, yeah.
Okay, and just give us a general. It don't have to be nothing specific. It could even be hypothetical. But can you give us a time where you realize, like, oh, he trying to this situation is trying to play me because they think I'm green.
It was a lot of times. I noticed everything. Well, once you get played, you know you played.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no secret you getting played. So
right.
you know what I'm
And then I
saying?
know you, bro. So I know
Mm.
that even though you grew into who you are now, that mind has always been there. So,
Yeah, yeah. I was able to see what I knew, but
hmm
at that time I didn't know enough. Yeah, like I say, I grew up in the church. So
right,
once I leave the house and decide to go out there, I ain't know that the world was like that.
right,
So I got screwed over a lot.
right.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Before I learned, yeah, you
Right, but
got,
is there a time that you could think of, and like I said, it can be general, it could be, but you could say, okay, man, this dude thought I was gone. This dude thought he could charge me $65 a what, you know what I'm saying, or
yeah,
whatever, stuff like that. Have you ever had stuff like that happen to you?
yeah, most definitely.
Okay, so they definitely
Or they'll give you something, and just because you don't know, they'll give you half of it.
right,
You don't know, yeah.
right,
Then you don't know, then yeah,
yeah,
you don't know the rules. You won't know to bring a you or
right,
something like that.
yeah,
Some of that. So you won't know that. You thinking everything friendly and everything lovely because church taught you this. So
right.
yeah,
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is you hustling really taught you that the world is a nasty place.
yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, okay.